And with that being said, I think we are ready to introduce all the next runner here. So Mega Freak 400 is going to be playing Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. So let's, whenever Mega jumps in here, we'll introduce.
Keeping an eye on it.
Are we good to go here? Are we live?
Are we existent on the screen?
Can you all hear the voices? But welcome, guys. To Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. This is what is this? What are we? This is a game that is kind of interesting. It's a spiritual successor to the Wonder Boy series in all but name. The rights for all the game assets and stuff were owned by the company that made this, except for the name. So it's basically, if you love the Wonder Boy games from way back in the day, that this is basically a sequel to that series. And it's a Metroidvania. It is very, very fun. One of my favorite games of all time, despite it just coming out, I believe, in 2019. Yeah, I'm going to be doing an any percent speed run of this. So, hopefully it should go well. There are a few tricks that are a little bit volatile, but I've been practicing very hard to bring it down. And I think I'll have a good show for you guys. Sneaky here is my co-commentator.
Hello.
She has helped in getting. She before doing practice, she hadn't seen this game at all. I think she's now a resident Cursed Kingdom expert at this point.
I know everything about the game except the intended route through it.
Yeah, she knows everything about the speed run. But big thanks for she helped me in breaking this down as far as being able to get the route. We used the world record holder for Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom.
Saga.
The name. Yep. Go ahead. What was the numbers for that?
His world record is hour 25:57.
Okay, I'm not going to be quite that good. But Saga's, he is the world record. We used his route was the basis for this, and that's what I'm going to put on a good show for you guys. Before we get started here, though, it's Saturday morning. We all love Saturday morning cartoons, correct?
Yeah.
They don't really do those anymore.
I think they do.
Let us start with a bit of a Saturday morning cartoon intro. 1 second here. The unfortunate thing about the Switch version is it does take a lot more time to load. There we go. are we pumped? Master Starman, before we get started, what was the winning color for the menu?
The winning color was green, with a total of $40 raised. In
Nice.
second,
So we will go with the nice green color here for our menu. The colors for the menu were introduced later. I think a lot of them sync up with the Switch lights that had just come out, so you could have like a menu color that matched your Switch light. Was the thought.
okay.
So time for the run is going to start technically when the character shows up on the main screen. I'm going to just count down for when I press A on the menu for the sake of just syncing it up better. And the end of it is when I lose control at the end, basically as soon as the boss has no more health. So let us go ahead and get started here in, just to give a heads up, Bill, I'm going to count down in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, so first off, right off the bat, we are currently not in a cursed kingdom. We are just boy in kingdom. But that will change very quickly. Snaky, do you want to start entering? What are we doing here as far as the game? Like, what's like the big focus of this game?
So, for the most part, as once the kingdom gets cursed later, everyone's going to be transmogrified into a different shape, and so the goal is to break the curse on the kingdom and get everyone back to being a human. And to do that, your boy will be traveling across the kingdom, beating up various beasts and stealing their monster forms in order to gain powers to progress through the world and break the curse.
To tell your monster boy.
Yeah. Also, he gets a bunch of items and equips them. Except when he's not allowed to equip. Which is often.
There we go. Of course, it doesn't work when I want it to. So this game, there is a lot of glitches that will be making good use of in this game. That is one of such glitches. We've been calling it the barrel clipping. Basically, if you crouch down and go left and right on the control stick to some extent and wiggle it, you can basically clip through some things that you shouldn't be clipping through. It varies on what can actually have that happen. Did I not? Oh, god damn it. Sorry.
So yeah, a ton of items in this game. Ton of items in this game have very jank collision. So if you just like duck next to them and then stand up, the game will just shove you through the floor. And then there are various actions you can do while under the floor to do various things, and there's just a lot that can happen.
It gets pretty wild, I'll say that much. This game is really fun. It's a pretty long game normally with lots of backtracking. It's a Metroidvania. We are not doing most of that. We are skipping a good chunk of the game via these tricks and such. Alright, I need to warm up here, so if I mess up on this part, this early section is not a big deal, but just did not buy the iron boots, which are kind of a lame item because you only need them for that, and you'll never see the boots again.
Yep.
Luckily, you can skip most of the cutscenes, though there are a few sections of dialogue that are not considered cutscenes for whatever reason. Alright, and that guy right there is actually our uncle. He's the one that is cursing the kingdom for some reason. Funny, so you'll notice that he's like drinking alcohol. The original name for this game, was actually, it started life as Flying Hamster 2, a sequel to the, I think, the game developer's first game, and then it evolved into being part of the Wonder Boy series. But the original first name was Monster Boy in the Wizard of Ooze. It was changed because it was a bad name.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Cursed Kingdom is not exactly the most interesting subtitle. Wizard of Ooze is definitely a lot more notable, but it probably would not have got many people to actually enjoy the game as much.
This is true. So some of the things that you're seeing me do there, I made use of the clipping to like jet out of the cliff. And I'm also trying. I'm not as good as the world record holder, but if you mash the A and B buttons, you can kind of get a little bit of a speed boost. Oh, come on. You know what? I'm just gonna take a death here to revive my health. Ground pounding also will stun the crabs, which is very useful.
Ground pounding has a lot of special techniques that come in later.
If you're a ground pound enthusiast, you will see a lot of crazy. Okay, well I don't know why I did that. Crazy ground pounding tricks later on. While we're just getting, well, no, we're almost at the boss. Let me wait until we're at the boss here. So let me hope this boss sucks because he has a move that is, as far as I can tell, RNG, and if it happens, it's just gonna take longer. He'll basically eat you, and there's no real like solution to being eaten except for to mash to get out, and like it's almost impossible to get out once you're in.
Yeah, if that attack happens, you basically just reset the fight at that point.
Well, I think we are. There we go. Good. And the giant squid is dead.
Let's go.
Alright. We are going to be heading into the sewers, but real quick, Master Starman, if you have any donations, feel free to read them off now.
No new donations yet, but keep in mind to get some donations in because we are less than $300 away from our next prize being given away, which is some Lego Super Mario Lego blind boxes and some Pokemon trading cards. So feel free to get your donations in for that. And I believe our next incentive goal is also for the Mario Party 2 run, I believe. So feel free to get the incentives in for that there, because that will be coming up later this afternoon, and that's a run you won't want to miss.
Alright, so we're just basically... we were cursed into becoming a pig by our uncle, and we are currently in the sewers trying to escape. The thing to note is this pig character is actually, if you think he's recognizable, he's from, I believe, Monster Boy or Wonder Boy in the Wonder Boy 3. Specifically, Wonder Boy 3 in the Dragon's Trap, not the other Wonder Boy 3, because there are in fact 2 Wonder Boy 3s. And they reused it for the basically the curse that our main character Jin gets. Now, we will get much better powers later on, but for now, we are a pig, and Pig's power is that he just kind of sucks.
Not true, he has really good smelling, and he can eat mushrooms. Just like all
mushrooms
pigs.
To get... Yes. To gain magical powers, just like all pigs.
Yeah.
Now, Pig also is, like, basically super heavy underwater, so he... Like, that's why the iron boots are no longer needed. I'm gonna take a break here, because he will basically function as the iron boots. I should probably have not taken the potion, but whatever. Maybe we'll get to see the king slime real quick here. No, we don't. Alright. We get a little bit of a mini boss here.
The entire time I'm looking at this pig, I'm just kind of surprised. He looks like a kind of cross between Nintendo and NES a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, with
He's definitely got the same shirt.
the stripy shirt and the neckerchief.
Yeah.
Not too bad on the sewers. So the early game for this is mostly going to be a lot of, like, it's kind of rough because you have low health, and because you're a pig, you don't have a lot of abilities. So it is a little tedious, but luckily I've kind of gotten down how the general flow of the early game will work at this point. Save that. There.
We have time for a quick donation here.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, we have a $5 donation from Zany Old Coot. It says, another run, another donation, especially for my good buddies Mega and Sneaky. Good luck, Mega, and I don't know what incentives are going.
I believe it's for the character, right?
Yes, it's for Mario Party 2 minigame coaster and picking the characters, I believe.
If you want to let them know in the comments, they can probably apply that. But thank you so much, Zany. I look forward to your run tomorrow as well, assuming that I can be up for it. This really is good for ground pound enthusiasts.
Yep, a lot of discussion about the ground pound.
Send in your donations for how much you love ground pounding.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have this really awesome song. We're basically heading to the woods. The magical cat man was like, hey, you need these orbs because reasons. And we need to go find the orbs because that's going to basically break the curse, apparently. So that's where we're going to get one of the orbs that they said was in the woods. That is our game plan right now.
We need to orb.
But first,
we need to ponder these orbs.
So we mentioned the truffles. This will be the first of the magic spells. So Pig's big thing is that he's the spellcaster. Even though the human can also spellcast, but like until you get the human, which is way later, getting back to the human, Pig is basically your magical, your mage basically. This game also does have RPG elements that don't ever really come up much. Like, there's critical hits you can get and stuff like that, but like it's never really never really matters that much in the grand scheme. So while this is going on, Sneaky, because this is kind of how much is going on here. What other facts can you share about the game? So we can distract from my bad play.
other facts about this game. Well, you probably know more than me, but I'll try and think of something. I know we talked about a lot of trivia. Now I can't remember any.
One bit of trivia is that the soundtrack for this was composed. A lot of the songs are reused from the Wonder Boy series. There is a few original songs. The Meadow song was original. And the list of composers is actually pretty dang stacked. It's way bigger than you'd think it would be. So Sakuraba, you probably have heard of him. He has composed several songs in this game. For this like relatively unknown game. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, there's also some songs from Michiru Yamane, the main composer for most of the Castlevania games. I believe they did the Sewers song. It's the area we were just in, as well as a couple other songs later.
Yeah, well, we definitely have a spooky area later that I believe they composed for.
Yes.
Which we will get to that. That will be fun. All right. These next few rooms are like, so far there's not been really much to talk about trick-wise because the game is early on mostly straightforward. This room and the next room, for whatever reason, give me trouble a lot of times, but hopefully I will not screw up here. They're like very simple, but it's one of those like you can do these wild tricks, but the simple room is what throws you off. All right, go. Yeah, this game's soundtrack is incredible. It is probably like, I don't think there's a single bad song in this game. I mean, there's a few like whatever songs, but they're not really even then they're not bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of good earworms in this one.
Alright, so now we've gotten the boomerang spell. We got the lightning spell, which will be probably the most used spell, I think. It's up there. Boomerang spell is not, I think it's only like used a few times in this run, but we will use it right here for this. And then we will, oh crap, I don't have enough lightning.
The boomerang spell is interesting because it only has one ammo, but if you pick the boomerang up when it comes back to you, it refills the ammo. Unlike other spells where you need to like pick up new pickups for them.
Which you're gonna see here because I did not do the quick strat for this. Just did not have enough lightning. Intended strats in a speed run. What is this?
Wow.
Alright, this little guy here is Pepe Logu. If you recognize him, it's because he is in Monster World 4, I believe, or the recently remade Asha and Monster World. He's one of the characters in that, and like that's why I said this game is basically just Wonder Boy. In all but name. So, here's an idea. While we're still on like the early game lull, there's a lot of animals in this game because all the citizens have been turned into animals. What is your favorite animal? Leave a $2 donation for your favorite animal. And Sneaky, what is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, well, it feels kind of like cheating to say a scarab beetle because that's in my username, but it is correct. I love those little guys.
You're saying your favorite animal isn't Sneaky?
No.
Sneaky?
No.
Okay, so we are in this fox house.
Although besides,
also known as Tunic's house.
Besides scarabs specifically, I'm a lover of all kinds of crawly guys. If it has armor and a bunch of legs, I love it. Crabs, awesome. Lobsters, those guys. Shrimps, great. Spiders. You know, all the classics of animals that most people don't like.
Spiders don't really have armor, though.
Yeah, they do.
Well, some of them do. Alright, we're going to be climbing up this tree. So this is, again, there's a lot of downtime, so Master Starman, if you need to jump in, feel free.
Okay, we don't have any new donations right now, but once again, if you would like to donate, it's just ! Donate in the chat there should bring up the command for donating there. We are currently about $275 away from our next giveaway of Mario Legos and Pokemon cards, and our incentive for Mario Party 2's minigame coaster with characters that'll currently be getting picked for that, and the current winner for that with $5 is Mario.
Damn it, I got slow.
Attack of slow.
Sorry, I probably should say Crabbit. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to donate, like I said, $2 donations for favorite animal, and then Master Starman can read them all off. So we're mostly just, like I said, climbing up here. There's a few tricks like this. This, if I can do it right, to save time. See, it always works out that the easy tricks are the ones that you screw up on camera.
Yep.
The hard tricks are the ones I'll do with no problem. There we go. Alright, there's Tunic. And we got a key. Watching this, or doing this without like having any context, like most of the story stuff is skipped. So like stuff just happens without any prompting. If you're like, there is an actual story to this game. Though it's, again, it's just basically the Kingdom's Curse. There's not anything super complex. But...
Just like your normal like fantasy story. Oh, go to these different kingdoms, do things, beat bosses.
Yeah. Alright, have a good night, Bill. Thank you so much for the night shift. I will be on the night shift tomorrow night. And the morning shift.
Mm-hmm.
And the afternoon shift. I don't have enough for that yet. these bats, as everyone knows, for like especially NES games, flying enemies can be very annoying, and the bats are the annoying flying enemy of this game. I'm definitely not a big fan of the bats in this game. I don't think I would say they're the most annoying. That is reserved for a certain bonehead later. But I think the bats would definitely be up there.
For sure.
The game has a lot of items and armor and, like, you know, upgrades that we are not going to be getting. Like, there's a lot more RPG elements you just will not see because we're just gunning it pretty much here.
Yep.
So the reason we're going in the woods right now, actually, is because the Fox guys' kids have gone missing, and we're looking for them. They were turned into raccoons. Parents are foxes. It's really funny because the whole kingdom is like turned into animals, but they're all like already named. Like there's like the guy's name is Foximus. He wasn't a fox until today, despite that being his name.
Yeah, it's like one of those weird fate sort of things where like everyone already was like so closely associated with the animal, even though they were never turned into them. You're just totally fine being these animals.
It's very funny. Alright, so we got this key to this mushroom house, and we're gonna fight this first... I would say the first... Well, I guess technically the squid is a boss. Now, I don't have a potion like I normally do, but I should be okay. He's not typically that hard.
You get that.
You say that right. Ah, darn, I almost had him. He was down to no health.
I'm further behind watching the footage than I usually am, because I have to go off of the Twitch on this one. I don't have direct video.
Yeah.
I thought about doing... Yeah, I should have done the screen share, but worried about connection issues.
Yeah.
I only can
Oh,
see-
good.
Don't wanna add another element to the mix.
Like, we've already had Spectrum problems. I don't want to have more Spectrum... Or yesterday, I don't want to have more.
Yeah. I have seen enough of your runs. I can mostly assume what you're doing based on dialogue and general order.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Yep, I just killed the mushroom. So
Alright. Power to Mario has donated $2 and says,
Nice.
I have always been a fan of the Komodo dragon. Also, gotta put this towards Mario. Thank you, PTM.
Komodo Dragon
Wow,
is
Powered
nice.
Mario picking Mario. Yeah, Komodo Dragon's always... I used to love them, I don't know who's watched, like, Wild Thornberries, but, like, I think my first interaction with the Komodo... Not interaction, but, like, the first acknowledgement of them existing was probably in that Wild Thornberry episode with the teacher that comes... And the Komodo Dragon, they like have to like cover themselves in mud to hide from the Komodo Dragon or something. I don't know if anyone remembers this or am I?
I've seen clips
just
of
stands
that
out in my
episode
mind.
before. I don't think I've ever actually watched the show. It was a little bit before my time. I'd see it on like VHS tapes every now and again, but I think I've seen clips of the episode anyway.
I think I was watching it during the time where I was, well, maybe it was a little bit after. I was always big on like animals and animal facts because I remember Animal Planet back when it was actually like really good had like this show called The Most Extreme that had like it was a countdown of like the best jumper in the animal kingdom or something like that, or the best survivor. It was a really cool show. So like Wild Thornberries kind of like, you know, was good for that kind of vibe of like like if you were big on animals, it was definitely a really fun show.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Nigel Thornberry's great.
Yeah.
But...
Nigel Thornberry is,
So we are-
is basically the only thing I know about that show because that was before my time, but I know, you know, all the memes about him.
Mashing.
It's very interesting because 90s Nick, I don't know, maybe it's just me being, you know, nostalgia, which probably to some extent, but there were so many, like, Hey Arnold, I don't know if Walt Thornberry is that good, but it is interesting how it feels like, I don't know if the same could be said about modern shows, but I'm sure there are. It'll be interesting in years later to see like what people are like, oh yeah, I loved, I don't know, name a show that just came out.
It's Pony, I guess. Something on Nick.
What?
The Owl House, that's a modern show a lot of people really like.
Okay, yeah, that one I actually know the name of. Yeah, so, like, but I feel like, yeah, no, I guess because the Owl House I've heard has been pretty, got pretty good reviews, so. I guess it's more so that, like, you know, at the time, was there also a bunch of garbage shows? Probably. We're just only remembering the good stuff.
Yeah, that's always how it is.
You know, remembering the good stuff, like Rocket Power. Alright. I'm currently not saying too much because we're just going through a boat cave, that's it. There's not really... We're gonna get to a cool thing here shortly, but we're not quite at the point of any of the cool tricks. Like I said, the early game is mostly just go fast.
Yeah. Go fast and play chicken with your health bar.
I'm fine. The HD Rumble is letting me know that I am going to die here shortly, but it's fine.
That's a great feature.
Yeah, this game I wouldn't say early Switch game, but it was when like people were really into trying HD Rumble things, and it does make good use of the HD Rumble. Let's not do that because I'll go into the spikes.
I think the only game I've played on Switch that actually had like HD Rumble that I noticed was Xenoblade 3. In like the overworld, there are like machines that you can activate that like they like roll down a ladder, and you can like feel the ladder rolling down.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's like the only time I've ever actually thought like, wow, they really did do that.
I think...
Alright, not...
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, just because we have, so this is the first boss, Big Venom. They have the fake out. He's also the only one that gets his own rendition of the boss theme. He has a specific version that only he gets. There is a trick that I'm going to be showing off here, but for the first phase, we're mostly just stomping him. Alright, get ready for this. Alright, Sneaky, if you want to explain while I try to finish him off.
Sure, so what we're supposed to do in this fight is you want to ground pound to drop the beehive onto the snake's platform so that the bees attack. But that takes a long time, so what we did instead is we ground pound to drop the beehive, and then we do a ground pound mid-air bounce off of the beehive to jump onto the snake's platform and just beat him to death.
Yeah. You do have to be careful because if you're on the edges, sometimes it'll cause the pig to fall off, or if you have him at too low a health, he'll go into the hole. He did happen to like duck under there for a bit, which I've never seen him do before. But luckily, first try for the most part.
Very clean. Also, I did notice, I think it's funny, you have now called 3 bosses in a row the first boss.
Look, okay, he is the first official boss, but you're right. But anyway, we now have the best power in the game. I'm not even joking. It probably is the best power in the game. You will see why not very shortly, but you'll see why eventually. But sorry, what were you saying, Master Starman?
Oh, I was back on the HD Rumble thing. I was saying for me, probably the most noticeable thing is if you're playing Smash Ultimate and you go to use Sephiroth's Supernova Final Smash, the Rumble just goes crazy for like 7 seconds straight while that whole thing's going off.
That is excellent.
It's probably the most extreme case of the HD Rumble I've noticed anyway.
I think HD Rumble is really cool. It's one of those things that I think people just did not make good use of because they don't see it as anything more than just like window dressing, which for the most part kinda is, but
I think it is also unfortunate that like third-party controllers just don't get it. But Joy-Cons are incredibly expensive. So like,
Yeah.
if you want a good controller and don't want to pay like $70 for it, you're just not ever going to experience HD rumble, basically.
And, you know, the Joy-Cons
Yeah,
also drift a lot too, so a lot of people
Yeah.
don't tend to buy those.
The Pro does have it as well, but the Pro, it's definitely muted more in the Pro versus the Joy-Cons for sure. Alright, so we are heading into the Crystal Caves. Did we get any donations, by the way, for the animal $2 donation train?
There's not any new ones, but keep up the donations, everyone, because we are still just shy of $300 for the Super Mario Lego blind boxes, as well as Pokemon cards. There are 2 different sets of those being given away, so be sure to get your donations in for those. Because once we hit 4,000, we will be giving those away, and be sure to get in on the Mario Party 2 minigame coaster character donation incentive. Currently, Wario is winning that. Big 30-year-old birthday boy Wario is currently winning that.
So you'll have seen there, we bought from this very cool shark the fire sword. That'll be very vital later on. There are different weapons in the game, different elemental weapons. We're only going to be using two different weapons besides our base sword. Well, I guess technically 3. But the fire sword will be very useful coming up here. Alright, I am heading into doing the first of 2 pretty... You'll notice it's a pretty crazy trick here. Hang on, I gotta... Alright. Sneaky, when that... what I just did was a pig hover. Could you explain how that works?
Yeah, so all you Ground Pounds fans in chat get hyped, because this is the real super secret of Ground Pound, is now that we can change between forms, the game never limits when you can change forms. You can do it basically whenever you want, and there's no start or end lag to changing forms, and it instantly cancels whatever you're doing. So what we're doing here is, when the pig activates a ground pound, before he pounds, he does a little bit of a upward thing to, you know, add to the momentum. So if you switch forms when he goes up, but before the pound actually begins, and then switch back to pig and start another ground pound repeatedly, you can just gain basically infinite height as long as you can keep up your button combos.
Which is harder than it sounds.
It's very difficult.
Because I'm basically mashing all the buttons at once in sync with each other.
Yeah.
That one's not that crazy. This next one coming up, not that crazy. There's a few other ones later on a bit crazier. So some that I may not be able, I probably will not be pulling off, but we'll see. It is probably the second of 2 very. I think it's not the most used glitch. The most used glitch is probably involving this guy, which we'll talk about later because we don't quite get that for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the snake breaks the game, but surprisingly not very much in its own section.
Yeah, you have to wait until he goes to other people's sections.
Yeah. Repost the snake when they're not ready for it.
Okay. So at this point also I should note there is a glitch that I cannot do. I'm on the Switch version. So the Switch version has lower it does have lower or longer loading times, but also, and I don't think it's not because it's the Switch version, but I also am on the newest version of this game. There is a glitch, I believe, at least from what I can tell, that basically if you open up an item and then menu out, or open up a chest to get an item, and you immediately, alright, I'm just screwing up here, immediately go to the main menu, There's a way to keep the item, but basically go back to your last save location on the save warps while keeping the item, which does save a bit of time because you're, not having to backtrack as much. It is also very useful because there's a way to do that, because when you technically get the item, you're not taking it out of the chest. You're keeping it in your inventory, but the item's still there. So there's a place earlier on in Tunic's house where we could have actually gotten two
Heart containers.
Hearts by duplicating the heart containers. But because we can't do that, and because I can't use that glitch there's a way to skip this. Like, this section is basically skippable, is what I'm getting at. But because I can't do the duplication, I do need to do this for that heart, because that heart will be required. You will see why much, much later.
Yeah. So, for a bit of a more detailed explanation, the way the glitch works from what I can tell is, when you open a chest, the item appears above the chest, and then it sort of homes in onto you after like a second. During that time where it's homing in onto you, you need to pause the game through some method, which I believe is like not accessible in the Switch version, and then save and quit the title. And it will respawn you back where you saved, but the item from earlier is still trying to path to you, and it will reach you through time. I don't know why it works, but that is basically how it works. I guess the coding for the treasure chest is so strong where they're like, alright, here's the item from the treasure chest, get it to the player, like, now. And it will not stop trying to get to you, even through alternate timelines.
Alright, so we are fighting the ancient frog. So the big thing with this is there is a thing with the transformation that allows you to basically do more attacks by refreshing your attacks faster. That's what I was doing with the swapping there earlier. But it also lets you, but also the big thing is you can use the lightning in that Yoshi's Island segment to do quick damage to this frog's heart.
So yeah, like we mentioned earlier, because swapping between forms has no start or end lag, and you can do it during any animation at any time, you can just cancel attacks as soon as you start them, and then just cancel them into more attacks and just deal damage way faster than you normally should be able to. The ability for monster form swaps to happen basically anytime, anywhere is key to a lot of glitches in this game.
Pretty much, yeah. Alright, Master Starman, do we have any donations?
Any fresh updates?
Not at the moment, but just a reminder to once again with the prizes, because we are giving away a in another just shy of $300. We are giving away a Super Mario Lego blind box, as well as two different sets of this, actually. A Mario blind box and a bunch of Pokemon booster pack cards, so be sure to get your donations in for that. And the incentive for Mario Party 2 minigame coaster is still Wario leading the charge for that. Once again, be sure to get your $2 or more donations in and talk about your favorite animals as well, so...
Yeah, I haven't heard about anymore. I want to know all the animals. Every one of them.
Every single animal. By the time this block is over, we need to have compiled an entire Zulus collection of people's favorite animals.
Alright, so this is where the sword comes into handy, by the way. You'll notice there I cut that one ice block via jumping up. Typically, you're supposed to actually go around to the left and grab the fire boots. We will not be getting those. We can just use the fire sword to basically skip that section, which is very useful. So it is required. If you don't get it, you're gonna have it. Just will take longer. I mean, it's not required, but required for going fast.
Speed run required.
Okay, I need to look at this my game screen. I was looking at the chat to see if anything was coming up, and I'm like, oh, I'm just not making my jumps.
Do you get
tiger poster? I wish.
We unfortunately are
Sorry,
not
I still-
offering a free tiger poster,
Wait, I'm Snake. What am I doing?
but at $4,000 we are offering many other prizes.
Look, if we I will make this. If we reach 4,000, then before the end of the block, so we can get the prize, I will draw a tiger and post it later. I'll do a quick sketch of a tiger and post it somewhere. I don't know.
You'll
You
get
can
you'll
download
get
it and print it for you.
you get a free tiger posted. That's close enough, right?
Free tiger posted. Alright, so now that we're Snake and we have the Snake Dash, every transformation has their own talisman that gives them like an extra ability. Snake's was the Snake Dash, which you've seen a bit at this point. Also, I definitely need this. I skipped this on a practice run and I'm like, oh crap, this is dumb, why am I skipping this? It is, I guess, technically not needed, but it does help. But anyway, the Snake Dash is now our fastest way of moving up until a little bit later. So it will make us go a lot. You'll notice we're going through this section much speedier than we did the first time. If I don't play badly. This game is very cute. It's very adorable.
Yeah,
I don't know if I mentioned though, we did.
Very pleasant.
They went with a hand-drawn art style, and I really wish more games would go that route. It doesn't happen as often nowadays. Give or take, it varies, but I'm a big fan of the hand-drawn art style. I forgot to mention that we did beat the first boss, the Ancient Frog, by the way.
I was thinking that.
We beat up a frog and we committed identity theft, and now we're a frog.
These guys also, the bosses have the most generic names. I guess Big Venom's kind of good, but like, you'll notice later on, as we get to the other bosses, they're pretty generic. Ancient Frog is like not anything all that interesting. It's just like, what is this guy? He's a frog, and he's ancient.
And that's like one of the more interesting bosses.
Yeah, we did have an amazing mushy. That's why I hate... You can jump to go faster up the ropes, but occasionally, with the screen transition, that can screw me up. So the big thing with Frog, we were a frog, by the way, if you didn't notice. We're glad. But the thing with Frog is he uses his tongue, and you're going to be using it a lot to like zoom up areas, as well as to you got bungee cord, or not bungee. What's the word for the thing that shoots you upward?
Slingshot.
Yeah, slingshots. You got rings that you can use your tongue against, and you can eventually eat enemies as well. But the thing that's very notable about Frog is that if you on the Switch, it is the best version of the game because you can feel the frog tongue sliding across the ring in HD Rumble. Pretty fun.
Yeah. So, if you've ever wanted to feel the haptic feedback of a frog tongue sliding across a ring, this is the game for you. Ground pound lovers and frog tongue knowers.
Frog tongue knowers are my favorite kind of people, by the way. Alright, get ready for this. Alright, Sneaky, do you want to explain what just happened? I assume you know what I just did.
I believe I do, based on context.
It involves a certain scaly friend of ours.
Yeah. So what we've just done was a snake clip, I believe. Was that a spit or a slip variety?
I've pretty much gotten transitioned to just using spit clips for all of them, to be honest. So,
yeah,
because I found that spitting works in almost all situations.
So basically,
sorry, go ahead.
As a sort of like upgraded mode of the barrel clips we were doing at the start of the game, there's a lot of doors where if you duck and then stand up as a snake right next to it, it'll embed you in the floor for a second, and during that like frame while you're in the floor, you can start activating spits or snake dashes. And if you chain enough of them together while you're like in the state of like doing a spit, the game will not push you up out of the floor. So if you chain enough of them together, you can slowly move right, or left in other situations, but you can slowly move under the door while in the ground and then pop out on the other side, just completely ignoring whatever puzzle was supposed to be blocking it.
Yeah, it is by far the most used glitch, probably, at least as far as time save is concerned.
Yeah, it's used a lot. Basically, anytime there's a room with a puzzle and a door that you can clip under, we are just gonna clip under it.
There's a ton of puzzles that we're just skipping because it's faster to clip.
Yep.
Also, we just fought Ketz, by the way. We just didn't even talk about him. He exists. There's really not much to say about him. He's a thing.
It's a bunch of bats possessing like a giant Aztec laser cannon wall.
Pretty much. So we're gonna go over here. So what ends up happening is the medallion you get is stolen by this guy whose nickname is definitely Mac Molino. And we have to race him, and in doing so we will get a required item, which is pretty useful throughout the rest of the run. I'd say it's more useful than the fire sword.
Yeah.
While we're doing this race...
Yeah, Mac Molino.
Yeah.
He loves stealing items and then running away with them.
Pretty much. We do have some time for donations if there's anything that's needs to be addressed.
Okay, we don't have anything right now, but I'd like to take this time to talk about Stream for a Cause and charity gaming. So, Stream for a Cause is an organization that works with other non-profit organizations, and to date, they've created more than 70 grant opportunities. This month, Stream for a Cause is working with Charity Gaming, and Charity Gaming is a non-profit that provides video games to children in hospitals and helps make them feel like kids again every day. Every day there's at least 43 children are diagnosed with cancer, so Charity Gaming is working closely to make sure that a lot of these kids can have some sort of relief in what could otherwise be a very difficult time that they're going through. Our marathon's goal right now is $15,000, which would help Charity Gaming get 43 Nintendo Switches, as well as games and accessories to children in hospital that need them the most. Thank you to everyone involved, and...
Yeah, so we got the ice sword. The ice sword lets us freeze things, basically. Water, specifically. And we also just did another snake clip. That one involved turning into a frog to clip through the... There's variations. You'll see there's a bunch of different types of snake clipping. It's not just all the same. There's a few different variations here. Okay, I need you to not be there. You're in the worst position ever. These enemies also just make air horn noises. Also. Okay, there we go. So we're making our way through the ancient ruins. We're not quite at the next dungeon. We're like in the lead up to the next dungeon, but we will get a talisman for the frog's ability, which lets him eat objects now, as opposed to just like grabbing things, grabbing like rings and stuff.
A fun fact about frog tongues is that the typical like idea of like a frog tongue is this like huge tongue stretching out and like blasting out from it, but frog tongues are actually not very long, not as long as you would assume based on like media. While they do have a long tongue and they can kind of flip it out of their mouth, it doesn't extend very far. It's mostly just about the length of their body.
Interesting. If you want to learn more about frog tongues, donate to Street for Guns. I hope you have more frog tongue facts.
I have one other.
Okay.
I could probably find more if we get donations.
That could be another thing. Donate and we can get more frog facts.
Yeah,
I'll draw a tiger if we get 4,000. I really will. It'll probably be really dumb. Alright, so this is the Sphinx. He looks nothing like a Sphinx, but he's in the original Wonder Boy games. Apparently in the original games, the answer is randomized completely. So, like, you just will never be able to know, right? Like, it's randomized every time you go to him. Here, one of the answers is, the last one is, what does he not like? So, the intended... in the main game, your intention is to like lose and then have to do a climbing section to come back, and you knew what the answer is. But it's always the same answer. So as long as you know you've played the game before, you can pretty much just always say that he hates sausages. Okay. So this song that plays in this section is also from one of the... I mean, again, most of them are from Wonder Boy games, but this one definitely is in the original Wonder Boy games, for sure. So we just got the Prince Boots, and these let us double jump. The game has a lot of like abilities that... Like, not only do you have it tied to the animals, you also have a lot of the abilities that are tied to the items you get as well. Which is interesting. Not many modern games do that. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Currently, the only form we have that can actually equip items is the frog, but later we will have other modes that can equip armor and weapons.
Yeah, there is something to note is the further you get in the game, the frog and beyond can equip armor, which will actually give you defensive boost, as well as, you know, it just looks cool. But the pig and the snake will never be able to wear clothes. So because of that, they will always even in the later game, they will always have more damage done to them because they cannot wear the armor. So it's important to keep in mind, like when you're transforming, you don't want to be getting hit as frog or snake or pig.
Yeah, the pig. He's too big, the armor doesn't fit him. He can only wear his pirate outfit. And the snake is too small.
He also just does not have the body shape for clothes.
Yeah. The snake could maybe wear one shoe of armor.
Alright. I'm now going to be doing a trick that I can either do easily or will break my fingers doing. I've gotten pretty good at doing this consistently, but let's see here. I need to get my gamer position.
To answer your question, Zany, yes, the frog's tongue can eat and insta-kill the mosquito enemies, and when he does it, it heals them for a little bit of HP.
Yeah, except for when they're like either frozen or electric, or I don't know if there's any on fire. I don't think there is. Okay, and then part 2. Oh, let's go. Did both of those first try.
Let's go. So those are some of the tougher pig levitations in the run.
Yeah, I don't know if it's what I would say is the hardest levitation, but it's definitely because you have to double jump as the frog and then switch back. It's trickier than it should be. Those guys just didn't charge me. I'm okay with that.
Just let you vibe.
Look. It is not a myth. The gamer pose definitely helps. You need to be in your gamer pose to do well at games.
Gotta be stanced up.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the run so far. I was about to say I haven't made too many mistakes as I just jump off a cliff.
That's always how it is.
But it's fine. The good thing about playing a game that people aren't familiar with, they don't know it as well as I do, so they can just assume that I'm like the best at this game.
That's true. This is probably the best anyone's ever seen this game be played.
I'm really proud of my progress on this one. You can attest, Sneaky. My first few times have melted compared to what I am doing now. Or the time is a lot shorter than what I was doing the months ahead. And like I said, Sneaky really helped in basically helping me break down how, because it's a very, compared to Donkey Kong Country 3, which I did the first SGM, this game has a lot more moving parts. So because of that, it was just a lot, especially because of where I work during the summer, it was very busy. So having someone help me just kind of break down the game and get it to the point where I could submit it was very helpful. So I really appreciated that.
I'm basically the Doc Lewis of this run, sitting in the corner giving tips, giving advice. Watch out for that right hook.
Okay, so we got the last of the magic truffles. For whatever reason, it's way later than the others. So now, even though we could eat bombs as the frog, we can now also use bombs as the pig, which will come up a few times. And are you guys ready for dark rooms?
Everybody loves dark rooms. It's the most.
This actually isn't that bad.
It's the best level type in Mario Maker. Everyone loves dark levels.
Transformation and magic management is definitely something I'm not the best at, but it is very vital because if you are really good, you can switch on a dime and just it's pretty impressive at high speeds. Alright, you ready for the boss of the level? Ice Sword will do more damage. Sneaky, I've learned a new trick.
Oh, yes? That's
You'll have
exciting.
to watch and see.
I'm watching as fast as I can.
This is also the Lion Warrior. Ironically, most of the animals in this game are just, most of the bosses are just, the animal. Lion Warrior is just, a man lion for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Alright, so you saw a bit of the trick here. We play a bit of tennis with him, at least the past style, but if I do this... Oh, come on! That'll still be better than what I was doing before.
So yeah, as you can see, the Lion Warrior's main attacks involve hanging off the ceiling, as lions are wont to do, and throwing axes at you, which lions are also really good at in nature.
Probably the least animal-like of the bosses. So, first boss is now defeated. But yes, he... so the big thing here you'll see is reflecting the shot back at him. Best thing is to just stand under him and then just jump, because the game just pushes it right off of it, without any problems.
Nice.
And we are now a lion, so the pig is basically mostly useless at this point, and you will see why very quickly. Not entirely. The pig will still show up, but... So Sneaky, what can you tell us about lions?
So lions Do we want real facts or in-game facts about lions?
Both.
So in-game, the lion's main ability is that it can charge. It can do a dash attack and run real fast and hit enemies while doing so. And also, it has a ground pound attack, which is, as we all know, ground pounds are the best attack of all time. All my ground pound enjoyers in chat know this.
Hashtag ground pound enthusiast. Though, to clarify with the lion's ground pound, it is more of a stab, so you do need to be careful, because if you ever need a ground pound in a situation, which we will, where you're ground pounding like into like deadly stuff below, like it will go through the object. If that's if to clarify on that, it's like you're. It's not a flat ground pound, it's a pointy ground pound.
Yeah, so like if you want to like slam on a wooden switch or like a flat platform of like, I don't know, like frozen lava or something, a sword slam doesn't do that. You can only do that with the full weight of a pig's bacon.
Yes. Alright, are you ready for the worst part of the game? Like, honestly, in my opinion, it is, but it's not even maybe the hardest, it's just the worst. Welcome to Pirate Hell. Or, sorry, Pirate Heck. We will also use one of our gems to upgrade the Prince Boots to give us a little bit more speed here.
We need that 2% speed boost for the run. Any amount adds up quick over time.
Alright, while I get set up here, anything that we need to add donation-wise?
Yes, actually. We have a $2 donation from Zany Old Coot, seeing a number not divisible by 10 for a total is irking me. So give me some facts about hermit crabs, also putting this to my Wario fund.
Ooh, I can give you so many hermit crab facts.
Hear 'em.
Well, first...
before you do that real quick, can I just say, I just did some clipping here to get this chest, but we're basically trying to make stew, is what we're trying to do right now.
Yeah, we're getting ingredients to make pork stew. So, hermit crab facts.
Anyway,
First fun fact about hermit crabs is that they actually scavenge their shells from the beach. Like, they're not born with them. They don't make their shells like snails do. They have to find a shell that already exists and then they live in it. And what's interesting about that is that the hermit crab is always growing throughout its life. And when a hermit crab gets too big for their shell, they have to go find a new one that fits them, otherwise they'll, get cramped and eventually their like muscles will cramp up and they die. And what's interesting is that basically there is a hermit crab season where a bunch of hermit crabs will go up onto the shore and they will form a big line where basically like the biggest hermit crab will be at the front and the smallest at the back, and they'll line up in order of like size. And they will do this huge conga line where each hermit crab will get out of their current shell, starting with the one at the front, and then they'll move into the shell of the crab in front of them. So they each basically like trade their homes to each other to, so everyone gets a shell that's bigger than theirs, but no one gets one that's like too big for them. It's a very fascinating behavior of hermit crabs.
Animal facts are so fascinating. They really are. Alright, so Frog is a good swimmer and can breathe underwater like real frogs, clearly. But more importantly, we are now in the worst room in the game. Sneaky, do you want to describe why this room is bad?
Okay, so this room sucks because, one, it's a dark room, and we don't have the armor to light it up, which I think you're supposed to have at this point, right?
Yeah, there's a glowing set of armor that lets you, like, I think you find it in the ancient area that lets you basically see what you're doing. Instead, you have to not see what you're doing.
Yeah, but also in addition, it is full of these naval mines that have these huge explosions, and basically at our current HP level, pretty much insta-kill you if they explode on you. And there are a bunch of these very mean crabs who are just sitting around with these naval mines tied to ropes, and they will just cut the rope and let the mine float up at you as soon as they sense you coming towards them.
Luckily, I think I did that pretty well, though.
This one, in our early training of this game, this room caused us a lot of pain.
Literally, I'm pretty sure it took me an hour because of how bad I was at doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you make it look easy now, but trying to like schmooze through this really tall, dark room with insta-kill mines around every corner, it is not easy.
No, even having more of the upgrades that you get later in the game, that room still sucks even in vanilla, I would argue. It's just a rough room because the mines basically do full damage to you. Now, you can get more health, but even that, they still do massive damage.
Yeah.
The game can be a bit mean at times, but I think for the most part, there's like if you're doing the Metroidvania aspects, it's not too bad. It's only real hard when you're doing the speedrun. So we just navigated this. Navigate this dark room, and now we're doing a switch puzzle, which there actually is a way to figure out the solution on a different room, but we already know it because it's the same code every time. It's a great thing about like puzzles and speedruns. If they're just a code and it's the same code, then you just put the code in. That's it.
Puzzle is completely optional.
Do we have any more donations for Animal Facts?
Not at the moment, but we do have a special shout out to give to. We're gonna thank the Albion College for the for hosting the tech team and the space that all the tech team is staying at right now, and for Rose Colored Gaming for providing I'll have the links here in chat right now. We do have a sponsorship with Rose Colored Gaming right now, where we can get $10 off a $50 purchase on their store using the code GamerFan. And we want to thank both. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we want to thank both of the college for allowing us to use their space for the weekend, and Rose Colored Gaming for their support for everything.
I've actually purchased some of the Rose Colored Gaming the risers for shelves recently. They looks pretty cool, so I highly recommend checking out their stuff if you are big on displaying your collectibles, especially gaming related ones. And they have some pretty sick. I want to say like stands for amiibos. There was one I saw for like Metroid that was like mother and child. It had like baby Metroid, which was kind of sick. But we just finished up the pirate section, or part of the pirate section, and we got the flag. We need to go back to Sonic the Hedgehog, and he will be like, put the flag on the lighthouse, so we're going to go do that. But yeah, make sure, guys, you want to hear Animal Facts, $2 donation. You get to hear about a bunch of different animals that Sneaky clearly knows all the animals.
I do know a lot of animals, at least. That hermit fact one, that was completely off the dome. I didn't look that up at all.
No, I'm like, yeah, any bug facts, I'm pretty sure you'll know, or bug adjacent, you'll know for sure, correct? Or mostly?
Pretty much. Fun bonus fact about hermit crabs is that hermit crabs, I don't know if they still are, but when I was younger, a pet store nearby had like hermit crabs as pets, so our family got a couple of them. They're very cute. They lived in a tiny terrarium, and all their shells were like painted all different colors.
Okay, so we're gonna put this on the lighthouse, and that's gonna make a ghost ship appear. I think. Somewhat. But yeah, and don't forget, guys, $4,000. If we reach it by the end of the block, it will be a prize giveaway. You definitely want
We
that
have
prize.
prize giveaways, and Mega is drawing a tiger, and you definitely want that.
I will draw free tiger poster.
Free tiger will be posted.
And do we have time for a donation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, Wolf Kaminari has donated $20. Morning, SGM. I've been absent all of yesterday, but I'm here today. Put this donation for today to use Luigi in Mario Party 2. Hey, my boy Luigi.
Okay, I gotta just explain this room real quick here. So we're on the ghost ship. This trick is probably my least favorite to pull off. It involves believing in myself, and I'm not good at doing that.
Yeah, so this trick is
so
basically... There's this crate sliding back and forth because of the rocking of the ghost ship. And... you are going to do like a counting up, but the game is the timer is still counting, so the game itself is will
Should
inform.
I keep going, or...?
It seems like
Okay,
it's
looks
tech
like
hiccups on that end. Okay, it's back.
Should
It's
I-
back to normal now.
It's back. We're good.
Okay. So technically, the time should be still right, because the time is still going?
Yeah, the time was still going.
Okay. Welcome, Wolf. Wolf, if you want with your donation, you technically get 10 animal facts if you want.
True, you put in $20, so that's 10 times the amount that we were given, that we were asking for to get. Tell us your favorite animal and get some fun animal facts. So.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. He is called Monster Boy, but to be fair, only one of his forms is a monster. Really, most of them are just animals.
Mm-hmm.
Did I not buy a potion? I did not buy a potion. I thought I did. I cannot skip. Tech issues are my bane. Anyone that has watched my streams will know that I absolutely despise tech issues. I hate anything that like doesn't make any sense. It frustrates me to no end.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen me angry if you haven't seen me yelling about tech issues.
So yeah, Wolf, if you want to just ask for shout out some animals in chat, I'll keep track if you want to just randomly ask about animal facts at any time. Once you hit 10, I'll let you know.
Okay, we just beat the first boss, Davy Jones. He has this warp rod, which will actually be kind of useful. It's also just a weapon too. It's interesting. It's in the weapon thing, even though it's mostly used for teleportation, not actual attacking. No, I think you can technically attack with it still, but. Ooh.
Axolotl fact. Alright.
Is that how you? Yeah, axolotl.
Yeah, so I got a couple facts about axolotls. I don't know if they'll be the most interesting. For starters, axolotls are sort of a type of salamander, but what's interesting about them is that naturally they never mature into the salamander state. They stay as the sort of like larval underwater form for their entire life. However, there are some circumstances in which an axolotl will metamorphose into a salamander. I believe the first time it ever happened was, if I remember my history right, the first time an axolotl metamorphosed was they had taken an axolotl and they had put it in a plane to ship it to a, I believe a zoo or aquarium overseas, and during the plane ride, because of the environmental conditions of the plane and the aquarium it was in, the axolotl actually metamorphosed into a salamander. And I think there was like a huge confusion when the plane landed and they were like, I thought you said you're giving us an axolotl, what the heck is this thing?
That's great.
Another fun axolotl fact is that well-known Pokemon Wooper is based on an axolotl. I don't think they're poisonous.
Mudkip as well, or
Mudkip, no. Mudkip is based on Mud Puppy, I believe.
And just so getting back to the game real quick here, the pirates had the key to the church for some reason, and going into the church will let us ring the bell, which lets us go to Sky World. Shout out to Kid Icarus. I love that this church has been locked apparently, and also this elevator's been locked, and there's like an entire kingdom up here of people, and they've just been like stranded, I guess. They're also turned into birds, even though, like, I guess they just live up here normally despite normally not being birds. Again, the game is weird. The transformation thing is definitely weird.
Yeah, like they were just living in Cloud City to begin with, and then the curse hit, and they all thematically transformed into birds. Except for the shopkeepers, who are still like rhinos.
Here's the thing, though, like, the uncle had to, like, manually apply the curse to everyone. How did he get up here despite not having the key to the elevator?
You know, he flew up there on his magic booze barrel.
I guess. So we got the cloud boots, which are basically, it's interesting. So the boots, the Prince boots let you double jump, right? Well, because double jumping is like so vital to the rest of the game, pretty much every other boot you get that's like important has a double jump function. So usually the Prince boots are like not needed after this point because you can just replace them with the cloud boots, and later you'll see the ice boots. But what's interesting is in this run, because we upgraded the Prince boots, as soon as we're out of the clouds, we will just ditch them. But we also grabbed some ice armor, which will be very useful because we're going into probably the most notorious section here, and the ice armor will be very useful for that. You can probably guess what kind of section it's going to be based on that, maybe.
Perhaps.
I don't know if I would say it's the hardest section. It's definitely the most, what's the word? Not tedious.
Annoying, I guess.
No, it's a lot, I guess. It's the most section.
It's the most. It's the section of all time.
It's the section of all time. It does have really good music, also, but as we've said, this game in general has really good music.
Yeah. If you've been listening in, you're probably not surprised that this game has been at this point.
Also, that spider, by the way, I think it might be one of the last ones we see, and I don't know why he was up in Cloud City, but shout outs to that spider.
Yeah.
Alright, now for the best section of the game. The Abandoned Mines. Literally just this screen of falling. It is by far my favorite part of the game because it's just falling. Alright, we are in the volcano. This is, in the normal game, I would say it is the section where like all the powers start to come together in a very interesting way. And it's still that case here, but we will be doing a few skips here. It is also, like we said, it's the section. And Master Starman, while I get started in the volcano, anything you want to add?
Yes. We have a $2 donation from Phantom Tempest. They say, "Good morning. Been loving having this in the background while I draw. Let's hear some river otter facts, please."
Ooh, river otters.
Well, before you do that, Sneaky, real quick, I'm gonna see if this glitch occasionally does not work for me. But we're gonna set up this block setup so that we can do this. Come on, there we go. And skip a huge section, or a decent section of this room. You get clipping. That was not a snake clip. Also, just I don't even know what we call that. lion clipping, I guess.
I
The only time the
suppose.
lion's really gonna clip. Alright, go ahead while I think the rest of this is mostly... Oh god. Straightforward.
Let's see. So, otters are outside of my expertise, so I need a second to find some interesting facts about these guys. Let's see.
Zany is good luck, for sure. I've gotten a PB every time Zany's watched my run. It's only been once, but it has happened. So while Sneaky is doing otter research, we just got the Lion Claw. That is the Lion's Talisman. It lets us dash upwards. It will be very useful. And we are now going to be making our way through the rest of this first section of the volcano. And one thing to know about the volcano, if you enjoy snake clipping, if you enjoy clipping through walls, it is where the clipping is turned to max. There is like so much clipping here. For example, clip. Also, if you want to clip the stream, feel free. Clip the clipping.
Speaking of clips, yeah. Alright, so I got an interesting river otter fact for you. Which is that river otters are actually an apex predator, at least in their home environment of the river. All of the predators of river otters live on land, like bobcats or coyotes or wolves. But in the river itself, the river otter basically reigns supreme. Shells, bugs, small fish, all of them are prey to the almighty river otter. Which, you know, don't expect a cute little guy to be an apex predator, but that's how it is.
It's kind of, there's a lot of animals that you wouldn't expect to be apex predators that definitely are. I think, like, isn't it hippos that are like one of the most dangerous animals ever, but people just do not expect them to
Oh
be.
yeah, hippos are like incredibly powerful. If you want to know more, donate $2 and ask about hippos.
Okay,
Can't be giving
so
these away for free.
Oh wait, hang on, I'm ahead of myself. Oh, haven't got to that room yet. So we just did that one section. That was mostly vanilla, but again, the volcano with the lion dash, there's some really like just cool quick puzzle rooms. Not even really puzzles, but like action rooms, I guess, which are pretty fun. This is what we need. This gem here will let us upgrade the sword, which will be required. But yeah, the volcano, when I played this originally, I thought was like one of the funnest parts of the game because of how much the transformations kind of like switching between them fast really started to get going here. It is a big section. Like, I think vanilla, without like knowing all the tricks and stuff, probably takes me like a good 2 hours or so. Probably less now that I've gotten faster, but it is very large. But I do like the section, honestly. It also has, like I said, banger music. Please don't die.
You got this, Mega.
Alright, let us see if we can, well, assuming I can get through this section, there's a pretty cool trick coming up here. I don't know if I'll show it off to the best capability, but we'll see what we can do. I'm just gonna show it and then explain afterwards. Make the snake clip. There we go. Alright. Get ready, guys.
I'm ready.
Ah, not quite. You know what? It's a marathon. I'm gonna try one more time to see if I can show it off better.
Go for the style.
Oh, let's go. Okay, I didn't show off. I didn't go all the way, but that's still pretty sick. I'll let you guys take it in, and I'll explain in a second. Okay, so normally what you do in that room, normally what happens is you break the block and the whole thing starts to fall down. And you have to like rush through that section fast because you're going through it, you know, super fast, right? When you're done, there's a block that drops to the bottom of the room that has a snake hole that lets you zoom to the like either ends because the block is now just blocking everything. And by using the snake clip to go through that the way I did, because the game expects you to like be in the hole, it basically gives you super speed, if that makes sense. Because normally you like zoom through as a snake through the hole. It's not expecting you to go through there as not the snake.
Yeah, the game basically just like ejects you out of the wall with hyper speed, and you can use a lion dash to preserve that momentum and just keep running at really high speed until you either like bump into a wall like Mega did, or until you just exit the room.
Are we a bit desynced? I can, once I get to a section where there's like auto scroll, but I can probably fix that real quick.
Nah, he said sunk was the typo.
Oh.
Sync is fine.
We have time for a donation?
Yep, I'm just finding fire snakes.
Alright. QHJ has donated $10. This donation comes with a tiger poster and a coupon for free ice cream cones from Dairy Queen. This is not true. This is also not true. Thank you for the.
Thank you, Q, for the donation.
If you have any animal facts or a Mario Party character you would want to donate towards, just let us know in the chat.
I'm offering animal facts for animals of your choice for every $2.
So yeah, you could get 5 animal facts.
Infinite animal facts.
I don't think I can offer that many.
Okay, so that glitch that we talked about, I think it's like pause out of focus or whatever it's called, but the one that basically lets you menu that I can't do, this is where it probably saves the most amount of time. Because there's an item we need down here, and normally you can basically use that glitch to get out of here fast. Unfortunately, we cannot, because I can't do that. So we'll have to exit the normal way. So like these ice boots, we can normally just use that to go back to the warp we were at and save some time. But instead, we will put on the ice boots and use them to ride the lava up out of the of this hole. How are you doing this morning, by the way? Having a good time?
I'm doing well. I'm having a good time at this stacked game marathon. Very exciting to be doing this. Been waiting for this for a couple months now. Been prepping for it. Very exciting.
So
to
many
be here
people
with
have.
everyone.
Yeah. There's been so much prep. So many people involved in this event. We're on day 2. This is the opening for day 2. So we still got plenty of stream left. I don't know exact time, but at least another day or two, pretty much 2 days, I guess, at this point, mathematically.
Pretty much, I think, yeah.
Can I get a woo for day 2? Give it up for day 2.
Give it up for day 2! Whoop!
So most of this is pretty vanilla. There are a few skips I could have done, but didn't. I will just kill myself though here. No, oh damn it! I can walk on lava. Okay, but
Attempt failed.
I can't commit suicide because I can just walk on lava.
Oh well. Probably for the best.
Alright, so, like I said, this volcano is by far the largest split that I had. I think it was, my general time for it was like 20 minutes for just this split. Now, as we said, the world record for this run in general is basically an hour less than my PB. My PB is around, I think, basically it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think we like just passed the time a few minutes ago of when the world record would have finished. So if you think this is fast, you haven't even seen anything yet.
Yeah, the world record holder is pretty incredible. I definitely check him out. He does a fantastic job at this run. I'm hoping I'm doing this run justice, but I am nowhere near his level.
Yeah.
Though, you know, I like to think that I'm at least putting on a good show. Hopefully, if you like, donate. Show your appreciation.
If you donate right now, you can do so many things.
Yeah, you can donate towards a tiger drawing, you can donate towards a lot of animal facts, and donate towards...
The prize bag.
Yeah, we got Pokemon cards and Lego sets to give away. And we're doing an incentive for Mario Party 2 minigame coaster.
Look, my vote for that is Yoshi. Let's get some Yoshi votes in for minigame coaster. The only good Mario Party 2 character. And only good Mario Party 3. And only good Mario Party 4 character.
But Mario Party 3 has Daisy in it.
Yeah, I guess Daisy's acceptable.
So are you implying that there's a better Mario Party 1 character?
No, I said Mario Party 1 as well.
I know.
Look, Yoshi's the best. Okay, I gotta hang on. I gotta explain this.
Mario Party 1, he hasn't hit his full potential yet.
Alright, this is probably the biggest time save for all you ground pound enthusiasts. This is probably the biggest time save with the levitation. Because we're basically skipping 2 puzzle rooms doing this, and I did that without too much trouble. Nice. There's like 2 long puzzle sections that make the volcanoes on the sides go up so that we can get to that section. Instead, we just flew. You ever seen a lion fly? Well, now you have. Not a lion fact, by the way.
Lion fact: lions are not capable of flight unless they ground pound.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try it.
So what Mega's currently doing is an incredibly dangerous attempt. Where, instead of doing this room the intended way, he just lion levitates across basically this entire section. You're supposed to be riding on a bone fire snake this entire time. But, as you would imagine, takes quite a bit to do.
Look, I'm doing this for the style points. I'm going to do the vanilla for the second half, though, but I've never done that smooth before.
This
for
is
you
a
guys.
strat that I advise Mega to not do in the marathon, but, you know, he's gotten good enough at it that pretty solid.
It's also just really sick use. But yeah, you can pretty much levitate across this whole room.
Yeah.
Oh. There's still some sick tricks left. My bag of tricks is not completely depleted, but that is probably the coolest looking one, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Basically just willing the lion to fly across this entire lava room.
Remember when I spent like an hour doing the lion levitation skip for that one room also? Like,
yeah.
I've definitely gotten way better.
You've come a long way since we started.
Okay. Who wants to go fight a dragon?
You know, fighting dragons is alright, but I prefer training dragons.
So this guy is Voldrake. Sadly not called Voidrake, which is what we thought at first, but it's definitely an L.
Yeah.
Voidrake would be a cooler name. It's also just Spyro. Hey, Snack, welcome. You're just in time for Spyro. This fight is probably the easiest of the fights because it is... Okay, well, I don't know what I was doing there. It is pretty much just... Like, there's no tricks to this fight. It's just be good.
Yeah, basically you just gotta stab the dragon in his face until he gets tired, and then you gotta use a lion dash to slam his head into different spikes.
I would say this game is pretty basic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's, like... We've just been calling it Lion Levitation. I don't really have a better name for it.
We called it lion levitation because originally, for the pig one, we named it pig levitation. And so this is just the
Though I believe
lion form.
The Wonder Boy community, I believe they call it Flying Disco Pig, which is also a pretty incredible name.
Yeah. Because when we were learning this run, we were working off the world record, who is French, and neither of us know French. We basically just made up names for all the tricks ourselves because we didn't know what they should have been called. So, you know, Monster Boy speedrunners might be hearing our callouts and being like, what the heck are they talking about?
We respect the Monster Boy community for sure, but flying Disco Pig or Pig Levitation, whatever you call it, it's still a pretty cool trick.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dragon Facts. Don't die here. We're almost done. Not died to any of the bosses yet so far, which has been good. I don't think. Oh god. I'll just be safe. And first boss defeated.
Alright, congratulations on beating the first boss. That was a tough one.
He also just looked like this. Like, this game looks good. It's so good looking. I love the hand-drawn animation. If you look up like pre-releases for this game and like what they were going for originally for this style, I'm so glad with the final product. It evolved so much through development. Alright, I've seen a lot of new faces in chat, so Master Starman, we have a good section here, a long section of pretty much auto-scrolling, so this is the perfect time for any animal facts or any donations or anything like that, so if there's anything that you need to go over, feel free now, because you have plenty of time.
Okay. We don't have any new donations. Once again, though, I can talk about why we are all here this weekend. We are all raising money. We're working with Stream for a Cause, which, if you don't know, Stream for a Cause works with non-profit organizations personally to create substantial programming. To date, Stream for a Cause has created more than 70 grant opportunities. Their focus changes each month to fit with what the volunteers are caring about, and anyone can submit a non-profit at the bottom of the Stream for a Cause homepage, and every submission is reviewed by the staff. This month, Stream for a Cause is working with Charity Gaming, which is a non-profit that provides video games to children in hospitals to help them make children who are in the hospital sick with illnesses feel like they're kids again, because every day 43 children are diagnosed with cancer, and the marathon's goal is $15,000, which would help Charity Gaming get 43 Nintendo Switches and games to help the children in said hospitals and help the children that need that the most. So get those donations in there, and we have a lot of incentives and prizes coming up here. We are just shy of just over $200 actually, so get the donations in there, because we got some Mario Lego blind box sets and Pokemon trading card game booster packs to give away. There's 2 sets of those being given away. So you'll get a set of Mario Legos and a set of 10 Pokemon booster packs, and there's 2 of those sets that are being given away, so get your donations in to get yourself in the raffle for those. And we are also, you can donate to hear Animal Facts, and you can also donate to the Mario Party 2 minigame coaster character donation incentive. Currently, the winner of that is my main man, Luigi. He is currently in the lead with Wario in 2nd place. If you would like to turn the tables on that, then get the donations into that.
Alright, so we, everything is still looking good, guys, for the stream. Just to check on that. But otherwise, we are, in a side-scrolling shmup section. We are definitely underwater. And we got the Dragon Talisman early, so we basically have Infinite Flight and Infinite Fire. We're also just fighting this boss, which, first off, is basically a mini-boss, but is not given the mini-boss theme. It's given the regular boss theme. But also, we have no reason to fight this guy at all. We escaped the volcano. There's no reason for us to even bother fighting this guy, because we can just go around him. And he doesn't have, like, he has no orbs. There's no reason to fight this carp. We're just beating him up for no reason, I guess. But it's mostly straightforward. Just blow fire at him until until he's demise, or until he's dead, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much else to say here. This section is like I said, a pretty much an auto-scroller. He has the final. He does have the regular boss music. This is true.
Yeah.
All right, so we're done with the volcano, and we are heading in.
It is definitely weird that the first boss in the game is in this random shoot 'em up section, not even like connected to a normal part of the game.
All right, so they're gonna make a joke about how they're the double dragons now. But unfortunately, Mac Molino somehow steals our talisman. So despite having all the orbs, our next goal is going to be to get that back. But also, we're going to get a plot twist here in a second. But yeah, Dragon is our last monster, unless you count Cute Man as a monster, which, debatably.
Man is the most monstrous of all.
Exactly.
You'll be noticing I've been activating those warps. Those will be very useful later. But so far, we haven't really used any of the warps for the most part, besides, I think, the one in town, which is automatically activated. We can also now take off our ice boots, and we will click the teleport rod and head down to town to find out that, or go up the slider. We'll go to town. We'll find out that so the owl had been kidnapped, and this cat who's been sent us on his journey, he's actually evil. So we need to go to the castle and do a jailbreak. Hashtag jailbreak.
Wow. Everyone loves escaping prison.
Okay. I gotta do a few things here.
One quick thing I just wanted to mention here is that we do also have merch available right now. We have, in addition to our sponsor with Rose Color Gaming and the shelving stands that they have, we also have some Stack Game merch. You can go check out. We have shirts, sweaters, Switch cases, I believe. Yep, Switch cases and stickers and a few other neat little things, so be sure to go check that out.
Come on, come on.
funny hear Mega doing a trick, but I can't see which one exactly yet on screen because of the delay. But I know something is happening.
All of them. Most of the all those tricks are mostly just stuff I've already discussed, and also just playing fast. Okay, I'm gonna play this safe because I have screwed this up too many times. He's just not okay. Okay, so we are breaking the owl out of jail, and we have all these penguin soldiers. Unfortunately, Bowser was not is not with us in this game, so
yeah, we can't beat up these penguin soldiers.
Yeah, for whatever reason, the game's like, despite the fact that you're an all-powerful monster boy, if you get caught by the penguins, you go straight to jail.
Even though one of your forms is a fire-breathing dragon.
Exactly. That guy's out of here. Alright, for all you snake clip enthusiasts, get ready for an interesting clip that does not involve the snake. Actually, I'm gonna use the pig. Hashtag pig fans.
Pig fans in chat. Now that we've collected all of our monster forms, let us know in chat which one is your favorite.
I definitely think the dragon's cool, but I'm also really big on the frog, because you can feel the tongue. Snaky, I did not get caught once.
Let's go.
I mean, I am going to get caught here because it's faster,
yeah.
But I did not get caught before getting the key. So this section's mostly straightforward. Like I said, it's just a jailbreak. Just don't get caught.
Yeah. Just your generic random stealth section in a game that doesn't need it.
Look, this game has all of the generic sections. We had a shmup, we had a stealth section. I think that's about it, but...
We have racing games in there.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, we do. Alright, we're going to... So now we got all the orbs. We need to actually go get that talisman back. So we're going to go to Mac Molino's house. And guess what? He lives in a spooky haunted mansion. Ooh.
He hasn't cleaned his house in several years. Ooh.
Oh.
It's also home to probably the hardest trick. Would we say it's the hardest trick, Sneaky? I think it is.
Probably, yeah. The potential for screwing up this one is pretty high. Like, even the world record holder messed this trick up like 3 times in their world record, so...
I did a practice section last night, and I definitely wasted the most time just trying to do this trick. But it is worth doing, not only for the swag, but because it's cool. I mean, that is the swag, but... Come on. It's worth doing for the time's sake, and also it's cool.
Do we have time for a little announcement?
Yeah, I'm just doing boulder.
Okay. Well, we have now hit $3,800.
Nice.
Means we are 200 away from the drawing of a tiger, as well as our next giveaway, so get all your donations in there, and we have a $38 donation from Team Mario Leader. It says, Luigi in first, get that Team Luigi propaganda out of here. Victory belongs to the Super, the King of Fire! Put this dono towards Mario and Minigame Coaster.
King of Fire!
Alright.
Alright, I guess that's Ring of Fire. Nice, so only $200 away. I love how the also, drawing of a tiger is actually a, like, art drawing of a tiger that I'm gonna do. Not like, we're not giving away a tiger, also.
You can win the exclusive original PNG drawing of a tiger after the mix.
Okay, I'm messing this up, but I don't want to try and... Oh, how did... Okay, sure. Thank you, Bowler.
win your very own
But,
fungible tiger.
Yes.
Fungible, just the worst word in English language, by the way. Zany will show up here. Well, so we've seen this guy already. I didn't talk about him because we were busy explaining how that boat clip worked. A skeleton is by far the most annoying enemy in the game, I think. Like, by far. What's also annoying about this section, so we have this magical chest, and what we need to do is the key to the mansion. By the way, Mac Molino just somehow has the mansion key locked up in this magical chest for some reason. But we have to fireball this 100 times, basically, to unlock it. Luckily, there is checkpoints. What you don't want to do is if you get it down to like 1 and then die just as it's getting down to 1, don't do that, because it will reset to 99. It will stay in the same place, but it will reset the counter to 99. I know this because I'm just psychic.
Yeah, he definitely...
No other reason.
He definitely doesn't know this because it happened in a practice run and wasted a ton of time.
Luckily, like, the enemies weren't in the way, but... I unfortunately spawned this Scythe Ghost. I don't know if that got activated enough time. Oh, I did. Okay, I think. Yeah, okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because we don't have the Dragon Talisman, we don't get the infinite fire that we had in the shmup segment. Though we will get that shortly. It won't be that much longer.
Soon, TM, we will have it.
Can we stop licking me?
Oh, yes, as a reminder to clarify in chat, the drawing of a tiger being posted, the tiger posted, that is only if we hit 4K by the end of this run. That's an exclusive limited time offer, so make sure to get those donations.
Yeah, because we were doing animal facts, so it's the whole Zoo Books tiger. I'll draw a tiger poster for you guys.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, at least $2, and we'll give more animal facts.
Yeah.
Definitely still a thing we're doing.
$2, just give me an animal, I'll tell you cool facts about it.
And Team Mario Leader, if you would want to hear any information about animals, then let us know.
Well, I think the Team Mario leader would have to reveal who they are. I think they're trying to be anonymous there.
Good morning, Stardev. You're just in time for the spooky Castlevania mansion.
The spooky mansion.
Yeah, this song is composed by the Castlevania composer.
Yeah, it's Michiru Yamane.
Down here so I can stab you. Ah! I'm very bad with using the 1,000 fold strike or whatever we're calling that. With the
1,000
swapping.
swap strike.
Yes, I'm really bad at doing that for the skeletons at least. Okay, so this mansion is honestly pretty tedious and long in the vanilla game. There's a lot of like puzzles with possessing objects, and there's just a lot to the mansion. We're going to skip that thanks to two tricks. One that is very hard to pull off, and one that should not work. But it's also not hard. But we're going to quickly, Sneak, if you want to preempt what we're about to do here. And the full name of the trick also that we came up with.
Sure, so this trick that we're about to do here, let me scroll in the document so I can make sure I get this right. So what we're going to be pulling up is called the... what did we call it? Where is it?
It should be...
Here it is, I found it.
It's definitely on the dock, yeah, okay.
So, what this is called the Snake Spit Clip Swag Swap Jump Flight Trick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clip into an object, and then as a snake, and then while inside the object, we're going to swap into Dragon, and it's gonna launch down through the floor, and we need to really quickly, like lightning fast, start flying, because if we go too low, we hit a screen transition, which soft locks us, and we have to die and restart. And then we need to fly up out from the underground onto the other side of this poison fountain.
I definitely did it basically first try, which is so good because I was worried about that.
Yeah.
It is not easy to do. I have found using the ring menu to be a little bit easier to do that, and then mashing A, but it is not an easy trick to pull off. It is probably the most volatile trick of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so much so that it is its own split on my live split.
Yeah.
So we are now we've met up with Pepe Logo again, and he's actually going to be very useful here in a second, as you'll see once we beat these ghosts. Oh God, no! You want to see the fountain clip again?
Here we go.
Oh, okay, you're gonna see it fail.
That's the dangerous part of this part, is there's no checkpoint after the fountain.
At least until you beat those ghosts, which I was definitely I was too excited about getting it first try that I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it's doing the thing where it likes to zoom me down here. Yeah, we're definitely just not breaking the game also right now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
While I do this, Master Starman, this is the perfect time to distract from the fact that I failed here.
Okay. Don't have any donations right now, but I've heard that the Team Mario leader wants to hear about orangutans.
Alright, orangutan facts. Let me search the old memory banks and pull up some orangutan facts. Let's see.
Wish I had a potion, because that would have made this better, but oh well.
If you're still searching up, I can quickly shout out the organization again if you want.
Oh, you got plenty of time because this might take a while.
Okay. So yeah, we are currently working with Stream for a Cause, which, if you don't know, Stream for a Cause works with non-profit organizations personally to create sustainable programming. To date, Stream for a Cause has created more than 70 grant opportunities, and their focus changes each month to fit with what the volunteers care about. And anyone can submit a non-profit at the bottom of the Stream for a Cause homepage, and every submission is reviewed by the staff. This month, Stream for a Cause is working with Charity Gaming. Charity Gaming is a non-profit that provides video games to children in hospitals and makes them feel like kids again. Every day, 43 people are diagnosed with cancer. Every day, 43 children are diagnosed with cancer, and the marathon's goal of 15,000 is to help 43 children get Nintendo Switches and games to... get the hospitals the Switches and the games to the children in the hospital that need them the most.
Alright, I got some...
Oh, come on.
Got a pair of fun orangutan facts, a couple short ones. First one being that orangutans are actually one of the few animals on Earth that naturally grows, like, specifically facial hair. So many male orangutans can grow long beards of orange fur, which is very fun. Not many species really do that. Obviously humans are another one. And the other fun fact is the name orangutan.
Keep going.
The name orangutan comes from the Malay words orang, which means person, and hutan, which means forest. So, is basically just forest man, is essentially what an orangutan is.
I think I knew that.
Those are your fun orangutans.
So we are out.
To satisfy you.
We are out of Fountain Heck. So yeah, as you saw there, Pepe Logu has which he's had all along and just didn't use it. He has the ability to eat ghosts, and upon eating ghosts, he can spit out a giant laser beam. This is used for like light puzzles, like a la like Wind Waker with the mirror shield kind of puzzles. Like how the other games have done it before Wind Waker, but that's the one that always comes to mind as the most prominent. So normally there'd be like all these beams from different rooms coming to be used for this upcoming puzzle, but for whatever reason. The dumbest glitch in the game. Okay, Sneaky, explain.
Right. So this one, this platform, you're supposed to weigh it down by standing up, and if you step off the platform, it's supposed to go back up. For some reason, if you jump off the platform at the perfect time as it's lowering from your weight, the platform will just stay down. You will just like create an artificial gravity well that holds the platform down, even though there's nothing to weigh it down. And by doing that, you can move up next to this mirror and completely cheese this reflection puzzle, which is supposed to take like a lot more effort. You need to like activate lasers in different parts of the room that like zigzag through the main building. You just skip all of that by doing that.
And you'll see that as we get out here, you'll see the lasers will now be active because the game assumes that you did the puzzle as normal, even though you clearly did not.
Yeah.
But we now have the living room key, which means we can go and challenge Mac Bellino for our talisman. So let us go do that. Hope everyone is having a good morning as we start SGM Day 2. And I hope people have been enjoying this run. We are nearing the end-ish. We're nearing the end-ish. And I just totally forgot how to do this.
Win the race.
No, I gotta lose the race.
I don't care what it takes, just find a way to win the race.
Once again, we're about $200 shy of our goal by the end of the block here, so if you want to get that tiger drawing in here, then go ahead and get that in.
I'm totally excited to draw a tiger, guys. Like, please, $200, come on. If 10 people do $20 each, if my math is right.
Yeah.
That is
we'll reach it.
Or that is correct.
Okay. So this race actually is kind of like, I'm making it look easy. It's actually not that easy for beginners. The first race against Mac Molina was very easy. The second race is actually kind of tricky. And it is required because you do need that talisman. Alright. So we are going to head to the finish line. You can technically use Dragon for this, but I'm just playing safe. Animal facts have been really fun. I'd love to get some more.
Yeah.
Just send in those donations, a quick $2 and an animal name is all. Or, you know, if you're donating more than $2 for other things, just toss me an animal name anyways, I'll give you facts.
Have I made you happy yet, Zany? Alright, so we are going to skip to the boss.
That was following up on a joke I was making earlier.
Oh. Well, did I make Zany happy? I need to know. Okay, I'm trying to, like, look at things and also jump out of this hole, and it's not working out. Oh my lord. I can clip through a fountain, I can't jump out of a hole. Okay. We're gonna snake clip through here. And then there's a very important thing that we have to do. So we need to switch the options for Ghost Language Translator to yes.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you will just get this guy saying gibberish and you'll be booted out of the room.
Yeah, remember to turn your ghost translation on. Now that's been in our settings the whole time. Definitely is a real setting in the game.
I don't think it's. I think actually it has not. I think it doesn't get added until you get to the mansion, but I'm not honestly sure. But it gives you a trivia quiz here. All right, the Undead Wizard. So you're going to use for phase 1 of the Undead Wizard, you're going to blast his shield with Pepe Lugu's laser mouth laser. This boss is probably, honestly, the hardest, I would say. I'm gonna hopefully... I'm on low health, so let's see if I can be sick.
People in chat talking about breakfast crew. I had just a bagel with cream cheese for my breakfast. What about you guys?
I had chicken parmesan.
I had toast and butter.
Nice.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. Well, I know for you it's not your breakfast time.
To be fair, I did take a nap before this though, because with SGM I've been kind of like my sleep schedule's all over the place probably for this weekend, which is fine. Okay, there we go. All right, just have a shmup section. Come on. Ugh.
Got
Stop
this.
killing me! Kill him! Ooh, I was sick.
Nice.
Okay, the Undead Wizard is in fact dead. And I'm looking at the time. I'm thinking I'm doing pretty well. I don't know, Sneaky, if you know the time offhand of how well I do. I think, don't know the exacts, but I think I'm on pretty good pace here, despite the mistakes. Yeah, let us head. We got a fortune cookie, which we need for this last section before we head to the final bit of the game here. So, right now, while I start to set this up, this might be a good time for some donations, if there is any.
Nothing right now, but, once again, I would like to shout out... I'd like to shout out and thank the Albion College for, once again, hosting the tech space and the people running tech from behind the scenes there. That's a whole other end of this marathon that probably doesn't get as much credit as they deserve there, so give everyone working behind the scenes on the tech team a big round of applause, and once again, thanks to Albion for hosting the space for everyone. Find out more by hitting.
Like, they're the carry of this event.
Sick.
Without them, none of this would be working.
You say Terry?
No, the carry.
Oh, I thought you said Terry as in like Smash Bros.
No.
Tech team
That
is
would be
the
a
Terry
weird
Bogard
metaphor.
of SG. Look, I didn't understand. That's why I asked.
Yeah, come on.
Look, I think it's a compliment, technically.
Yeah,
I mean, Terry is a pretty good character.
I think I'll be playing as him a bit tonight in Fall Guys, because he's also in that.
Alright, he is a costume.
Oh, nice. He really gets around.
Alright. Okay, so to explain what we're doing here, by the way, we got, the fortune cookie said something about, like, ancient heroes. We went to the church, and the priest just had a mace for some reason. So we needed to get to some things we couldn't get to before, and we need to get these, like, legendary artifacts. Now, if you were questioning if this game was Wonder Boy in DNA, it 100% is, because these are all objects for the original Wonder Boys, basically. So this one, very blatant. Just, like, straight up showing off the graphics of the old Wonder Boy games. And this is the flute for the one character. So we need these ancient artifacts to basically get into the castle, is what our plan is. There is something else they do, but the big thing is to get into the castle. Tech team heart power, guys. So we're doing, you saw also that we grabbed a golden weapon part that will be very useful in a little bit, but right now our main goal is to get these artifacts, and we're doing a little bit of backtracking to do so.
This is basically like the first part of our. If we compare this to like Metroid, it is like our artifact cleanup.
Yeah. Alright, so we're actually going to go back to the very start of the game and see our house. Now, one fun fact about the house. And when you first start, it's just your house. But now, your brother actually has turned it into a shop and will give you a discount on potions. So potions are normally 40. He will sell them for 20. Technically, he's still charging your brother, but
Hey, those potions
it's a good place
are
to grab a
cheap.
potion, which you will need. Yeah. Yeah, he sells all goods half off, basically. I have no idea why I went up there. I definitely hit sideways. The only thing I can think of is the angle of the hill. Alright, so
Okay.
this one has a giant puzzle section that we are going to skip thanks to the power of the snake. And we can
Snake is
stone axe.
so
This is from the
overpowered.
first. It's from the first Wonder Boy, which ended up. The first Wonder Boy is actually both Wonder Boy and it is Adventure Island. They ended up. Master Higgins was put in, and like the base game of Wonder Boy is basically just Adventure Island, and they ended up splitting off into 2 different series. Wonder Boy history is very weird because there's the game names are all a mess. It's just a very like look it up. It's very fascinating how much of a mess Wonder Boy is in naming and in terms of like I said, there's two Wonder Boy 3s, which I think is pretty ridiculous. I think that, yeah, I lost track of my pace here.
Old
What is the order of this?
video game like titles and series back in like the really old days of localization are just absolutely wild. It was just like Wild West back then. Any game could be
I kinda
anything
love it,
once
honestly.
translates into English.
Yeah. Nowadays we're all pretty much uniform, but back then, not even close.
Yeah.
Oh, we have one more thing I need to grab real quick. It actually is important. Okay, so we're gonna grab this. And you might be saying, Mega, do you really need one more heart container? Yes. Yes, I do. I very much do. You will see why very shortly. Okay, I got a pretty lengthy explanation coming up here in a second here, but first we're going to place the artifacts on the altars here, and doing that will open the door. A little bit excessive to just open the door, but sure.
It's the most high-tech
Alright.
security system.
Alright, time for an epic dungeon with epic music.
Are you guys excited?
Done. So we just skipped an entire dungeon as well as a boss that is kind of annoying with RNG via doing this. Basically, Mysticat betrays you, takes the orbs, you turn to stone, but the artifacts activate and revive you. Now, doing this has major consequences. At this point, you've been cured of your curse and you're a boy. However, as you notice now, we are actually a snake still. So by breaking the game and going in here as a snake, we have now totally just broken Monster Boy. Because in this next section, you're supposed to be a boy, and there's instant kill lasers that you're supposed to be able. The boy gets a power here from the Wonder Boys of old that lets you basically phase shift and kind of like a Hollow Knight dash of sorts. And by doing the skip with the snake, you actually do not get the boy. You're supposed to have the boy and no monster powers, and you go through the dark world getting all the monster powers back, basically. Instead, we have all the monster powers and no boy. Now there is a way to get through this, but having the monster powers will allow us to skip a good chunk of the dark world. But there is one monster we actually don't have, and which one is that, Snakey?
So what's missing is we don't have the pig, because the pig is sort of our base monster form. Like compared to all the others which we unlocked with the orbs. The pig is what we are cursed into. So when we turn into a boy, or when we're supposed to turn into a boy, which we didn't, but the game still knows that in the dark world we should not be able to turn into a pig just yet. So we have lost access to the pig form. but we still have snake, dragon, and frog.
So our goal is going to be basically
And
to
lion.
get the pig back, because by becoming pig, we become man, because pigs are just basically man.
Yeah.
But we'll get the boy back by getting the pig back. So that is our main goal. This first section, as you saw there, I used some clever damage boosting to get through that, because like I said, those red lasers will kill you in one hit. This one you have to use the potion for, and we have just enough hearts to do this. That fish in the background will also suck all your... There's a lot to talk about in this world, but
Yeah.
that fish will suck all your health, and you gotta be careful of that. Okay, damage boost there. Alright, good. Alright, we're through the tough section here.
Mm-hmm.
I have definitely ironed that out. If anyone has questions, feel free, because I know there's a lot I'm throwing at you here. But the big thing is we're going to head up here to a warp, and that'll be a safety warp, and then from there we will go and head to where the pig is. While we have a little bit of a breath, if there's anything that needs to be said, do so now, because we're heading to endgame.
Alright, we don't really have any new donations here, so once again, if this is kind of your last chance to get the we're $200 shy of that $4,000 goal for this block, so if you want to see that tiger, and if you want any more animal facts, this might be your last chance to get some of those in, so yeah, and you really will want to see that tiger, so get those donations in now while you have a chance.
Not much time left. I know technically the block goes on for a bit longer, but the run is nearing the end.
Yeah.
So that map there will point you to the location of a bunch of different golden part pieces to get like the best armor equipment in the game. All we actually need of that is the gold sword. Now, unfortunately, see, here's something to note. So we will need to leave the Dark World, but the only way to do so is by going through the exit. You can't just warp out of the Dark World for whatever reason. And the thing to note is, like, I've discovered a way to like screw the game up, because if I had died or took enough damage during that early section and then ended up like what am I saying, Sleepy?
Hitting a checkpoint.
I'm screwing up
and
here
you'd,
because
like,
I'm trying to, yeah.
If
You basically, because
save
you can't
with
leave
not
the dark.
enough HP, you can
Yes.
soft lock yourself.
I say without enough
in the
HP.
Dark World.
Yeah, because you can't leave the Dark World, and you have exactly enough HP to beat this section. Now I was totally just screwing up trying to explain here, but let me focus now while I try and get this next. This is probably the last clip I need to do, and it's probably kind of tricky.
Yeah. So this one you need to like clip using that slime, sort of weird goop slime, and get under the ground, and then you need to do an extended underground fly as the dragon. If you go too high up, you'll like pop back into the ground and get yourself stuck. So you need to like fly around until you can get around to where we're trying to get, which is the pig statue.
I definitely just picked the wrong animal to turn into. What am I doing? Okay, hang on. I gotta. You guys, feel free to talk while I focus, because I need to focus for this trick because I'm screwing up here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Once again, we have merch. You can find that by hitting !merch. We have t-shirts and sweaters and stickers and switch cases, and also we have a sponsorship with Rose Colored Gaming. They've given us $10 off a $50 purchase on their store. They have a lot of neat little shelving units that they can use for holding little figures and controllers and lots of little knickknacks like that. They're perfect for things like amiibos and other little display units, so if that's something that's of interest to you as well, that's another thing that you can check out there.
See if I can not be dumb this time. Okay, one thing to keep in mind here is you don't want to, like I think Sneaky had mentioned, don't go too high, otherwise you will get trapped in that group there. But there we go. Alright, who wants to go retro? Honestly, probably the worst.
Very real retro style.
Probably my worst time sync. Not bad if that was my worst time sync. That or the fountain messing up. One of those two.
Yeah.
Yes, that is right. The discount code for $10 off on Rose Colored Gaming is Gamer Fan. So use that to get your $10 discount there on orders over $50 or more.
So all the animals have levels like these, but like I said, because we broke the game, we don't have to do, because usually you would need to get their powers back, because you do need all the animal powers. Pig you actually don't need. The only reason we need Pig is because we need Boy. We don't actually need Pig. This is the last time you'll see Pig, so say goodbye to Pig.
Hi, Pig.
Probably the last time you'll see Pig. Alright, and now
While we're
going to
unlocking our
save-
while we're unlocking our animal form, don't forget to donate $2 to unlock new animal facts.
Yeah. If you want to hear any facts about pigs, then get those donations in. Or any other animal.
Do not look up the scientific name for pig. Worst mistake of my life.
Well, now everyone's gonna do that. Yeah, get your salutes in chat for Pig. He's been useful, but we are now a boy. It's Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, not Monster Pig in the Cursed Kingdom.
Yeah, so what we do is now that we've...
Yeah,
You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So what we do is now that we've unlocked Pig, that sets a flag in the game that we've like unlocked all our powers because we already still had all the other ones. So now the game, if we leave to title and enter back, the game just assumes, like based on the story flags, that we should have Boy form unlocked. So it gives us to us. So now we're gonna be traveling the world, doing our last cleanup using the powers of Boy in order to get all of the golden weapon fragments.
Yeah, we definitely do need the golden sword fragments because if we don't get it, we can't beat the game. It is required. Okay. So, as I mentioned, also, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like starting to get a little bit tired, so I apologize for any mistakes I'm making here. Boy's power, as I mentioned, is the phase shifting, as you can see here. So he can
Yeah,
kinda
he
do
has,
it
like,
fast.
this-
He's probably the
He has this
he has,
crazy
like, a
dash.
phase shift dash. And there's a way to like use the whole transformation thing with that to make it go even faster. I'm not good at using it, and because you only get Boy for like the very end, it's not like you get a lot of time to use Boy.
Yeah, but like if you're
so
if you're really sick of this game, you can do a phase shift Boy dash and then swap into like Lion or Dragon mid dash and carry the momentum like super fast flight or dashing.
So we're actually doing this boulder room like on purpose. I don't even think I described skipping this boulder room, by the way, but we definitely did earlier. But this we're doing it vanilla because we need to get one of the weapon parts over here. And remember, we need the mace because that's why we couldn't get it before. And you can only get the
Yeah,
mace.
because the mace
near
is
the
the
end of
only
game.
thing. It's the only thing that can break these really heavy blocks.
It's the Morning Star, which I believe is, I think it's a reference to there's a bunch of references to Wonder Boy, so I think it's a weapon in a Wonder Boy game, I believe. Okay.
Also a reference to real life weapon Morningstar.
Probably that also. I'm gonna buy a potion here.
I think
Alright.
that's also
Goodbye,
a weapon in...
Sexy Fox Lady.
I think Morningstar's also a weapon in Castlevania 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Morningstar shows up in a couple of Castlevanias.
I am playing this section really safe because I hate bats. And poison. And more likely, I'm probably just going to screw up if I don't.
So I know the Morning Star shows up in, I think, Castlevania Donisaro as well, under the name Morgenstern, which is the German name for it.
That sounds about right. I definitely have played a lot of that game.
I was considering running Donisaro in SGM, but the late game of the speedrun is way too difficult. I could not handle it. You
Yeah,
basically have to no-hit every single boss in the late game.
Oh. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
So we skipped, what am I doing? This is not where I want to go. We skipped that puzzle room, by the way, by doing a boy clip, the only boy clip we will do. And now we have all the weapon parts, so if we go back to Tunic's house, or Tunic's shop, he will make us a gold sword. And now we are at endgame. Who wants to see me defeat a dark wizard who's apparently the evil mastermind of this game despite barely doing anything?
Woo! Classic Ganon archetype. He shows up and is like, hey, I was behind it the whole time. And then you kill him.
Pretty much. Why did I die there? Or I definitely jumped a game. Fine, I'll just kill myself. I'm almost done. Let me just do this last section without major screw ups, please.
You got this.
Okay, there's a sick trick you can do here. I'm not doing it because I'm not sick. Boy also, ironically, is the only one that can swing his sword upwards, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's one of his
It's like-
secret techniques is an overhead slash.
Yeah.
Frogs and lions and dragons, they just don't have the shoulder musculature necessary to pull off that technique.
Also, this song, by the way, is like, you might recognize it if you've listened to any Monster Boy music or Wonder Boy music, because it is the final dungeon, I believe, from the second game, and then it shows up in like the third game in a bunch of different games. Sneaky can attest to that. But it also has like 3 remixes in this game. There's a banjo remix as well as this remix here. And then also the retro one we saw in the pig level. But we are at Doom's Gate, basically. We are heading to the final boss. So as I said, I will give a count, or I will be an and done for when the timer is going to hit. But this final boss has kind of Miracle Matter energy for any Kirby 64 fans, as you'll see. There's a few phases of this boss. He's not super hard, but there is a few parts where you could be, if you're sloppy, you can quickly, things can go out of control. But Mysticat revives his Dark Master, and his Dark Master is like, yo, I don't like you. And then he turns him into a furball, as you'll see here in a second. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling the plot.
Spoiler.
So this is Lord Zaros. He exists, I guess.
The evil Lord Zaros.
Alright, this final boss music, by the way, is definitely... I know this one for sure is composed by Sakuraba. Get your Sakurabas in chat.
My favorite golfing and tennis composer.
Not quite. Not as clean as I've done in the past, but oh well. Come on, I couldn't hit that last one. So we need to hit each of these orbs with the respective character, and by doing so, he'll be like, oh no, you did bad things, I'm gonna put you in a cage. And then we die, the end. Game over, yeah. But no, actually, we are going to be freed by all our friends, our brother and our uncle and Pepe Logu, who somehow got here.
He should have.
So, Sneaky, if you want to go ahead and explain this next part while I focus on beating him. It's a multi-part phase, and if there's any final donations before, if we can meet the 4,000, can we get a $200 donation, guys? Come on!
Let's do it, please!
Someone's got to have it in
technically, you have until the end of the block, because there's still, I'll have to see. I could show off one thing if there's time, but we'll have to see where we are at the end here. But you don't have much time before the boss is defeated.
Yeah. So in this,
wow, these are bad patterns.
In this part of the boss, there's basically a phase for each monster form, ignoring Pig, because Pig is sad and alone. So the dragon form is a simple shoot 'em up phase where you just get up on them and blast them. The lion form, he's gonna turn into like a weird spiky ball, and you have to use your lion dashes to like shove into him. But every time you shove him, he goes a little faster. In frog mode, he's gonna split into like a bunch of different fakes and one real guy, and you need to use your tongue to grab the soul of the real guy so that you can stab him.
Pattern's always the same though, so you don't need to worry about it. It's always
yeah.
the same
There's no RNG in it. It is always the same real one in every position. In snake form, he puts you in an orb, and I don't know what you're supposed to do at this part. We just like jump up and hit him.
I think you're supposed to go around him and spit acid.
Yeah. And then finally, in the human form, he summons a bunch of lightning bolts that you can teleport through in order to stab him. And human form is the final form. Once the boss's HP reaches 0 from human sword slashes, that will be time.
There we go. That was a bad phase, but oh well. This one shouldn't be too hard. Because like we said, it's always the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
These choir samples are, but they're pretty epic. Or sorry, Stack Game Marathon. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're getting close, final phase. I will and time when we are and time. Oh, come on, don't die here. And time.
Ooh, let's go.
Oh, we get an ending cutscene here. I think if that's not a PB, I think I might be. Nah, probably not PB, but still.
Pretty
From
solid.
looking at on the, yeah. I was like my first recorded times. I think were in the 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So we get this epic cutscene, and we slice Lord Zaros, and everyone is turned back to human. So now we are no longer Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. We are a boy in Kingdom. But this truly has been a Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. Here's all these characters you didn't see, by the way. But we are done. I don't know if we have time for the credits. If you want to just talk about the game real quick, but if we need to get wrapping up, I understand. I'll just wait until I get the go-ahead. Hang on, I gotta look here. But Snicky, thank you so much for being here for co-commentary. I'm Starman. Thank you for announcing. I hope you enjoyed helping me with this game.
It's definitely a fun project to work on. This game has so many crazy tech and tricks in it. It was absolutely wild trying to figure out how all of these worked.
I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I really wanted to show this game off. It was one of the games that I was like, I want to learn this to show this game off. It's in my top 50 games of all time. It's wonderful. It's usually on sale if you have a chance to try it, if you like Metroidvanias. There's a lot more to the game besides all these tricks. But I think I really want to show it off, show a game that, you know, maybe you guys haven't seen before. And I love it. It's got great music, great art, and that stuff really affects my enjoyment of a game for sure. So, It looks like I'm good to go until 10:25. I'll leave it up to you two. Should I play the credits, or do you want to see a quick trick maybe? Or secret, not really trick.
Let's go. Let's see a secret trick if you got one for us.
Yeah,
Secret
sure.
trick?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's do a secret trick real quick here. So, this credits, it's got beautiful music. We're going to turn it off, though. So can I skip the credits? Okay, I can skip them in-game. Okay. And only was defeated 20 times. Not the worst.
Pretty solid. Considering a couple of those were intentional deaths just to refill your HP.
Yeah. Technically, this is not a PB, but it is a PB it is a PB for on stream, though, for sure. Because my last time on stream was like 49, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as you can see here, this is a completed file. I have all of the weapons. You can see all the stuff we did not get: Killer Dagger, Night Spear, all this crazy stuff, all the gold weapons. You can see here, everything is like unlocked. All these music sheets were like fully enhanced, all that. So there's lots of secrets in the game, and one secret is this well. Now, this well's already unlocked. Normally, you have to do this weird, really obscure clock puzzle with this dragon thing. You have to find all these switches in town, and then use that for, I think it's like Morse code, to figure out what the code is to put on this little thing with the frog. But doing all that unlocks the well. So, when you unlock the well, you go down here, and you get a secret little room that has a jukebox, which will play the music of the game, and a game console. And if we go into the game console, the game breaks. The end. But actually, if you use the line here and break all of these letters real quick here. Oh, this might take, I gotta be fast here, but it might take a few attempts. It's not easy. Yeah, we have time for a last minute donation also.
Yeah, last minute donation, get that tiger posted. Activate that. Oh, I just saw the game break happen on stream. That's awesome.
Almost had it. Yeah, we need to clear all these letters out, and doing so will do something. I should have enough time to do it before my cutoff, but give me 1 second to not be bad. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this run. Like I said, I have another run coming up, but this is like my baby. This is the one that I'm the most proud of. Not to undersell Splatoon 3, which will be tomorrow at 4 a.m. Which, while I'm attempting this, if Sneaky, if you want to plug yourself for your upcoming runs.
So yeah, tomorrow, immediately after Splatoon 3, I will be playing Metroid Prime Pinball, which is probably the least known Metroid game. Besides maybe Prime Hunters, that's probably a contender. And then as well, tomorrow, now I can't remember the time off the top of my head, but we just scheduled actually.
Early in the mornings, I think I'm right after you, so...
Yeah.
I think Metroid is at 6:30.
So, yeah, Prime Pinball is at 6:30, and then at 8:30 a.m. I will be playing the Pokemon PC duology of Pokemon Masters Arena and Pokemon Team Turbo. They are definitely games. You don't want to miss them. They're very
You really don't, because I thought I was the only one who knew what Team Turbo was, and Master Arena I have a soft spot for, but Team Turbo in particular, when I saw that on the schedule, yeah.
They're definitely kind of cursed games. Like, just to be aware that they exist is cursed knowledge.
It is.
So I think we're about wrapping up, but I will just say that what I'm doing now is you get this. This is basically Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap, I believe. That you get like a little cameo to the old game. Usually you fight a Mecha Dragon here, but he's already dead. But it's a cute little secret that has a bit of a shout out to the old Wonder Boy games. But with that said, I think that is the end of the block. I hope everyone had a good morning and is ready for the rest of SGM Day 2. We have a lot going on today. Definitely lots of blocks to check out. Again, thank you all for being here this morning. I hope I entertained you. And with that said, I will look forward to seeing you for my Splatoon 3 block, and I'll also be around for Sneaky's blocks as well for co-commentary, as well as announcing tonight at 5 also. So I think that's about it. I'm going to sign off, and Odin, you can take me out when ready.
Hi, my name is Robbie, and I'm the Executive Director at Stream for a Cause. At SFAC, all of our work centers around community, whether that is providing some assistance to community-based and grassroots nonprofits, or whether that's working with content creators to help them lead their communities through charity streams. Everything we do is about providing better communities for us all to be a part of. At Stream for a Cause, we go about this in a lot of different ways. One, and probably our most well-known, is our grant-making program, which provides crucial funding to allow nonprofits to do their work. We also have our Emergency Response Fund, which we use to support humanitarian programs and aid that happen when we don't have any notice or warning that it's going to. Think about like natural disaster relief. We also do a lot of work with sustainability coaching to make sure that the nonprofits that we do work with have the best shot of success, from helping their boards to develop, to helping to make sure that they have the tools that they need at their disposal to be successful in helping others. I just want to take a second to thank you because your support means the world. We wouldn't be where we are today without dedicated supporters who are out there doing charity streams, making donations, being part of our tournaments and events. It's been a wild ride starting Stream for a Cause, and we're really just getting started. I am so thankful to each of you for spending time with us, for laughing with us, for crying with us, crying with me, I cry a lot, or making sure that we are just taking care of ourselves. Your support, the work that you do on behalf of Stream for a Cause, means so much to me. And I really just want to take a second to say thank you.
Alright, so once again, our once again, if we reach $4,000, which is our next goal, we are going to be giving away two different packs of Super Mario Lego blind boxes, as well as 10 Pokemon trading card packs for like each bundle there. So we'll be giving those away at $4,000, and you're gonna be entered in to win those prizes there. And yeah, just we're also having the next donation incentive goals for. Oh, okay, oh, okay. Our next incentives are for Mario Party 2 minigame coaster characters, but, sure. I was just given the okay to wrap this up. Thanks for letting me announce for the last few hours here, and thanks for letting me tag along there, Mega and Sneaky. I will be kind of popping in and out throughout the rest of the... I'll be popping in throughout the rest of the weekend. My run is going to be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to be something fun that you're not going to want to miss. I'll be playing SSX on tour on the GameCube, and yeah, if you guys want to hang around with that, that's going to be following right after Sneaky's run of the Pokemon PC duology, and that's going to be something to tune in for as well, so hope you guys enjoy tuning in for that double block. Thanks, and thanks everyone for having me on this morning, and I'll see you guys throughout the weekend.
And hey everybody, I am going to be your announcer for the next slice of beautiful Stack Game Marathon 22 morning block. This is Snack Attack 8. You probably heard me last night drawing Pokemon and being a goofball with Pixel, and I'm back to do some announcements for you guys. So, hey, you're stuck with me for a little bit. Obviously, of course, up next, we have Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, run by Wolf Kaminari. Gonna be an awesome block. Just getting on here right now. Gonna let you guys know that we have, I think, like Master Starman had said as well, we have a $4,000 incentive coming up here. If we can make that during the Puyo Puyo 2 block, we will be doing our next giveaway after that block, which is 2 giveaways for a Lego blind box and some Pokemon cards. And I know y'all love Pokemon cards. So stay with us. That'll be awesome. We can definitely get that 4K dub. I can feel it coming up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be here.